Hey everyone, it's Marianne from the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees. We're going to start sharing over the next couple weeks a few videos that will probably be very long. I know we usually try to make them short, but these are exasperating. The one that I'm going to share tonight or tomorrow morning is a very, very long video. It was actually 2 hours long, and we chopped it down to an hour. And the reason why it was 2 hours is because they left us on hold, and this is calling they as in Aetna, left us on hold for like 20 minutes at a time. And we only had one question and this video, these some of these segments, because the New York City retirees, our case is basically on hold. We're waiting for court dates. These videos we've been filming have to do with the New York City Transit case. Now, their case is very interesting. One, they are in H5522, which is the same Aetna contract that was proposed to the City of New York retirees. However, their construct of their plan is a lot different. Now, Richie Davis sold it as being better than the city plan. And even though you've always heard me always say that that the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan is crap, theirs is even crappier. And I'm going to start to get into some of those with some shorter videos. But what we did was I called Aetna with a New York City Transit retiree, and we were trying to get information regarding the plan that went into effect January 1, just yesterday. And we couldn't get an answer to a single question. The question is, if I am a New York City Transit retiree and I want to go to Memorial Sloan Kettering, what is my coverage? And they would all say, well, you have out of network coverage, because for the transit contract, there is no Sloan or HSS contract. They are out of network. So I said, what is the coverage? What do I have to do? Well, you just have to see if they would take the plan for payment. And of course, you saw the video we aired the other day where we actually did call Memorial Sloan Kettering, and they were saying that it was contingent upon diagnosis code and that they do take Aetna for payment. However, that primarily they take them for consultation. And this is what I've been saying for a very long time. Ever since we were shared this information going back to, like, I think April, May, June, when TWU first distributed this information, they were kind of shaky about it. First, they never admitted that they were taking away the CPPO, which was traditional Medicare, and only leaving them with 2 Medicare Advantage plans. They sold this to their active worker as better than what they had, but they never explained the difference between Medicare and Medicare Advantage. And most young people don't know that from their elbow. So it was very, very shady the way that they did it. Then, in explaining the contract, when you start to look through all the provisions, it acts like an HMO. They insist in some parts that the contract, you can use out-of-network doctors, but then it says that if you don't use in-network doctors, your costs will be more expensive. And then in another place, it says that the cost to you would be the same as it would be in-network. That doesn't make any sense. So we called Memorial Sloan Kettering. They said, no, we basically just take Aetna for just consultations, but the coverage for is out of network, and it's contingent upon what diagnoses codes that Aetna will cover. And of course, I'm going, well, if I don't know what I'm being diagnosed with, how am I going to know what they're going to pay? And they insisted that's it. They have no contract. And I even said in that other video that I published the other day that, hey, what about the New York City retirees? Your website says that you take their plan. She goes, we have a contract with them. We don't have a contract with transit. And this is what I was saying over the summer, actually towards the end of the fall, when Pete Donahue, who's the comms director or was the comms director for transit, turned around to a reporter and said, Marianne doesn't know what she's talking about. We had 127 people in option 2, and Aetna paid $1.2 million. And I was like, oh, so they proved my point. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, 127 people at 1.2 mil is what Aetna paid from January to October by that point. That's not cancer care. That's mostly consultation. And he's like, what are you saying? And I said, they're paying less than $10,000 a person. That's not cancer treatment. So all of a sudden after that, Pete Donahue disappeared. I don't know where he went. Rumor has it he went back to the International TWU working with Mr. Samuelson. And then there's a new person that's handling comms for TWU, and I haven't heard from them. And I haven't heard from Richie, and I haven't heard from Tony Utano. I haven't heard from anybody. So in this video, it is over an hour long, or just about an hour long. I'm trying to trim it down still. But what we did was we took those segments that there were long hold times, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and we sped them up 16 times in speed and then chopped out a good chunk of them. And then you'll see like, you know, a little spinny that'll say like 18 minutes on hold or 9 minutes on hold, and you'll kind of get a feeling that this was forever. And you'll also see like it all like me in fast motion. But understand something. Listen to the video. Listen to what the Aetna representatives are saying. Now, think about this for a second. That call was 2 hours long. We edited it down to 1. If you are infirm, you have a disability, you are sick, you are fighting cancer treatment, how the hell are you going to get a straight answer in 2 hours and yet not get frustrated? Because the normal average person who isn't a stubborn pain in the ass as I am would definitely not have stayed on that phone call. So this is concerning to all of us. This is why we keep saying you need to maintain traditional Medicare. Labor leaders, if you are listening to me, you need to maintain traditional Medicare and stop negotiating away health benefits. Stop negotiating your plans into Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage is not Medicare, and it is not an advantage. The other sneaky thing we also noticed is that in most of the documents, they don't even identify the plans that the TWU were putting their retirees into were Medicare Advantage plans and what the difference was. And even in their evidence of coverage, the words Medicare Advantage don't show up until page 6. So keep your eyes open. Please listen to this next video that's coming. It is exasperating. I know you can probably fast forward through some of it, but listen. This is what we've been trying to tell everyone. Share this video with active workers. I know it's an hour long, but if you just look at a document that TWU puts out that compares your plans but doesn't give you any details, is that how you buy insurance? No. You always, when you buy car insurance, homeowners insurance, flood insurance, you look at the policy. Looking at a summary sheet of only giving you the stats of what they want you to see, that's misleading, and that should have raised flags. Listen, this isn't brain surgery. You guys are smart people. Well, most of you. It's easy to understand, it should be at least, that when someone is giving you a summary page, they're only telling you what they want you to see and not what they don't. Stay alert. This is your life. Healthcare should not be diminished and should not be negotiated away by anyone, and surely not our own unions. Have a great night, everyone. Let us know how you like the next video. Remember, it is over an hour. We try not to do them long, but this was exasperating. You will hear me and the TWU retiree that made that phone call, and it was frustrating. This is the third part of that series. We were literally on the phone for 3 hours that day. First with the quick call to his doctor. The second call was to Memorial Sloan Kettering. And this call is with Aetna. Have a great night.